Haiti Tzu Chi volunteers go to the earthquake-affected area to conduct disaster survey, planning for future relief distribution. A pair of elderly parents take care of their son suffering inborn cerebral palsy, caring for him all the way without any complaints.
歡迎收睇DaAi Headlines， 我係 Ruby， 我哋一齊睇下今日嘅內容。After the earthquake in Haiti, Tzu Chi has collaborated with multiple countries to bring relief there. A group of 9 volunteers visited Les Cayes and met with local government officials to plan for future relief distributions. Tzu Chi USA also packed 7,000 medical and food packages for earthquake-affected residents.
This time, Haiti got struck by the earthquake again. Most people already live a tough life, but this has made life even tougher.
Haiti local volunteer Zhang Yongzhong and others formed an assessment team of 9 people, starting their journey from Port-au-Prince to Les Cayes.
It's far, therefore we cannot go there in person to give. The children here use their most sincere mind, creating blessing cards for the people of Haiti.
海地加油！上次他也我爱你。海地加
油！ Chile has entered winter season already. So volunteers sent thick coats to the elderly in public hospitals. They also brought loving packages with full of food to the impoverished students in Children's Day, bringing them a piece of warmth in the plight of difficulty.
It's pretty cold today, about 5 degrees Celsius.
Winter has arrived in Chile. The only public hospital for the elderly in Nimic lacks thick clothing, so volunteers made a special trip to there.
Our main target of care is the elderly. We focus on their rehabilitation after they recover from illness. We can accommodate up to 65 patients.
The hospital has adequate rehabilitation equipment, but most of the elderly are homeless individuals lacking family care. Nurses, who have participated in these distribution activities for many times, proactively raise their needs to the volunteers. Apart from the elderly, children also receive the gifts they long for. August 8th is the local Children's Day. In addition to making snacks, volunteers also prepared delicious food for impoverished students.
We are preparing the loving package for impoverished students. Their fathers do not have jobs, so their lives are very difficult.
During the pandemic, their lives were even more difficult. The large package of supplies made the accompanying parents feel happy. The little volunteers, who were busy giving out the supplies, also felt blessed.
Today is Children's Day. We're going to give out gifts to the impoverished children.
Children in a public kindergarten also received this blessing.
The gifts today are very plentiful. As long as we are good, we can get it.
In their festivals, the children showed the familiar smiles, stripping away the haze brought by the pandemic.
Next, let's meet Rong, who is from Chiang Mai, northern Thailand. She met Tzu Chi when the 3-year poverty relief project began in northern Thailand. She studied in Chiang Mai Tzu Chi School and then went to Taiwan to study in Tzu Chi University. After graduating in June this year, she returned to her hometown to fulfill her biggest dream of becoming a Chinese teacher.
If you go and ask why, try to ask about it for 5 times. For example, for teachers, they will ask why I came to Taiwan to study. Are you curious? Hello everyone, my name is Lamphip Ranafasiri Wong. I come from the DaAi village in northern Thailand. My relationship with Tzu Chi started when the 3-year poverty relief program began in northern Thailand.
中毕业之后就有机会。
After graduating from junior high school, I have the opportunity to go to Chiang Mai Tzu Chi School to study. Then I also have the chance to study in Tzu Chi University.
比明天更年轻，然后在年轻的时候，
我是一个
I am a person who really wants to be a Chinese teacher. If you go to a native country to learn Chinese, your Chinese proficiency or your pronunciation, etc., will improve faster.
都会进步的比较快。
After all, her Chinese level was not as good as that of Chinese child. I saw that she worked very hard. She would ask others and even spend more time to let herself understand. So in the end, she found out that her Chinese ability has improved a lot.
最大的收获就是从
The biggest reward of being a volunteer is that I have become a more confident person. I saw myself as a foreign student, so I might feel that I couldn't do that because I had to read a lot of texts and then typed a lot of Chinese words. But later, thanks to the encouragement of my senior schoolmates, my friends, and my parents, I slowly learned to try to make my activities run smoothly like this.
办得很顺利。
去那个妹妹家 ，OK 吗？好，走吧，我等一下去看你们。
At a very young age, she took on such a heavy job. She had to take care of every member in the team or to understand everyone's situation. She had to coordinate everything. She was under great pressure, but she gave me the impression that even though she cried, after weeping tears, she would continue to complete the task well.
虽然他不会写字，
Although my dad didn't know how to write or study, he could teach me everything in the book. The most impressive thing is that my dad often told me to be grateful, to persevere, and to learn to work hard.
你要学会努力。
今天我们有这个机会在听到上的，很感恩。
大家生活的改善了，孩子的长大了，祝福你们。
Thank you for your hard work. For so many years, it is not easy to raise our 9 brothers and sisters. I'm very grateful to him for his upbringing. Now that I have graduated, I can return to Thailand to take care of my mother for him.
请你打开第4课。
那我们今天要上的课程是背影。
我觉得在线上教学，我最常讲的一句话
I think in online teaching, one of my most frequently asked sentence is the student here? And then wait 3 to 4 seconds for his answer. This is the first time I became an official teacher, and it happened to be online teaching. So for me, my pressure is really great. So I would draw lots to ask students to read tests or answer questions, trying to be more interactive.
回答问题，然后这样子就会有一个互动。真的就是因为
It's really because of Tzu Chi that not only saved our family, but also gave me a good opportunity to learn. I hope that I can bring education into our village, and then improve the education level in the entire village. What I always want to say is thank you.
感恩。
所以呢，
So I can tell everyone that I chose to come to Taiwan because Taiwanese are very kind and treat me very well.
In Gukan Township, Yunlin, a pair of elderly parents have been caring for their son with cerebral palsy without any complaint. In order to let his son see the outside world, the old father pushes his son around every day. Even though the old father had a cancer operation and needs to wear a urine bag around his waist, his love for his son will never end.
Pushing his son out for a walk to look at flowers is 94-year-old Yang Song's daily routine. His son was born with cerebral palsy, had no money to see a doctor. This delay became a concern that parents will never let go of.
It used to be very hard, and I didn't get 3 meals a day. I had a fever when I was born. Medicine was underdeveloped in the past.
For more than 60 years, parents took care of his daily life, fearing that his son is always bored at home, Grandpa Yang uses a cart every day to push him around to get some fresh air.
Do I get tired like this? No, not tired. I take him out and let him have a walk.
This activity has been going on for more than 60 years, and his grandpa's body is almost overwhelmed. He was operated on for cancer many years ago with a urine bag hanging around his waist.
Ever since I began to understand things, I've seen his father push him. His son will also push with his feet by himself. That cart is heavy.
With a distance of just 500 meters, you have to go back and forth 3 or 4 times a day. Children are forever beloved by these parents who have no regrets, no matter how tired they are.
A furniture factory in the Daliao district, Kaohsiung, caught a fire recently and the fire was out of control. The fire smoldering until midnight, leaving firefighters exhausted. So the volunteers rushed to the scene to deliver tea and hot food. Fortunately, no one was injured.
As the iron gate opened, a raging fire engulfed the factory building. The furniture factory is located in Daliao, Kaohsiung, which immediately fell into flames.
The fire is very big, and a few kilometers away I saw black smoke.
As the contents of the factory were highly flammable, the fire department moved to extinguish the fire. The company said the factory was full of sample cabinets to be shipped the next day.
We have a big job today, because tomorrow counters for department stores were going out along with some cosmetic counters.
As the fire smoldered for several hours, Tzu Chi volunteers brought milk and hot food to express their condolences to hard-working firefighters.
This time there are about 16 senior sisters who came here to buy mineral water and milk for them.
A homeowner rented a 200 square meter warehouse to the furniture factory owner, who continued to be anxious. Volunteers accompanied them throughout the process.
Yes, take it slowly and rebuild. Thank you for your hard work.
Aid was dispatched in time to comfort people. Fortunately, the fire did not cause any casualties, and the damage is still being calculated.
In Jakarta, Indonesia, while pandemic prevention efforts are still in effect, there are different subsidy plans from the government. Indonesia Department of Social Services initiated a creative center specifically for handicapped individuals in Cikarang City. It is expected that 41 creative centers will be established around Indonesia for students in special schools to join talent developing activities.
Indonesia Department of Social Services Minister Tri Rismarini, along with Bogor City's mayor, arrived at this creative center's opening ceremony in Bogor City. The Creative Center aims to provide services to handicapped individuals, and through creative activities, handicapped individuals may learn professional skills related to work, including machine assembly, occupational therapy, art therapy, handicraft techniques, cooking, tailoring, and computer skills. Students may pick classes they have interest in.
Today we have established this creative center. Besides providing an open space for citizens to visit, people can also sell their own products as handicapped people learn their way until independence. This center provides learning opportunities for handicapped people. Why is it called a creative center? It's because we gather handicapped people together in order to teach them about making all types of products.
Besides providing talent training, people can also buy handicraft items made by students at the Creative Center. Citizens may also visit the exhibition area. There are handicrafts made from recyclables, cuisine made by students from the cooking course, and an improved electric tricycle. All of these items are suited for handicapped individuals.
Jadi kalau selama ini kita melihat misalnya kaum disabilitas tuh mohon
For a
maaf
long time, people think handicapped people bring pressure to their own family. This project allows us to look at the potential of handicapped individuals, providing them with creative space and opportunities. If we don't do this, the public will think of handicapped individuals as useless. I hope this project can change people's mindset on handicapped individuals. They are people we need to help.
Kita juga berharapkan menyadarkan masyarakat bahwa sesungguhnya kaum disabilitas misalnya itu juga manusia yang harus kita bantu.
This creative center is the fourth creative center established by Indonesia's Department of Social Services. In the future, 41 centers will be established with the same purpose. The Minister of the Department of Social Services hopes to bring benefits to handicapped individuals, assisting them in the effort to blend in with society.
In order to speed up the vaccination rates, the Indonesian government has collaborated with multiple non-governmental health centers to host vaccination events, providing vaccinations to citizens ranging from 18 to 59, achieving herd immunity as soon as possible.
The Indonesian government's plan to provide vaccinations to citizens from the age of 18 to 59 received positive feedback, with most of the people from this age group getting vaccinated. At a health center in eastern Jakarta, citizens have to bring a Jakarta ID card or a proof of residence in order to receive a vaccine shot. The owner of the health center, Indam Mutiara, says in order to bring more convenience to vaccine receivers, multiple health centers have followed to provide vaccines to locals. This includes Silton Health Center, Duku Health Center, and Cawang Health Center.
After receiving a notification from the health department, we can start to provide vaccinations to citizens above the age of 18 living in Jakarta. Afterwards, we arrange medical workers to work at a health center. This is because we're afraid of the massive responses to the vaccination event, although we're providing vaccination to the masses. We will still provide vaccination to citizens coming in. Local residents responded well, and maybe it's because their health center is close to their residence. Therefore, they came over to get vaccinated immediately.
In order to avoid scheduling conflicts with citizens' work schedule, the health center collaborated with the Doctor Association and Nurse Association. With enough medical workers, the health center can provide vaccination services to locals on Sundays. Though during weekdays, when most have work, there are still people coming in to receive vaccinations. Citizens do not have to pre-register for the vaccination. They only have to bring an ID card to receive the vaccine.
I only brought my ID card. This is a service provided by the government, so we must come. If we get infected by COVID-19, this can at least prevent severe symptoms, protecting my life. The vaccine can also protect my family's health. My mother has been vaccinated and I haven't yet.
I came to get vaccinated as an Indonesian citizen. We should follow our country's rules in order to be healthy and ready.
As the government speeds up the vaccination rate, more citizens are vaccinated, reaching nationwide herd immunity.
The pandemic and movement restriction orders have affected many, but children's education cannot be stopped. There are many online courses that many can take, which is not limited by distance. Yet not all children can do online learning as they lack computer equipment at home. Tzu Chi reached out to provide them with second-hand computers and arrange for college students to accompany them to learn online so that they can maintain their interest in learning.
为什么呢？
因为车子冷气比较凉。
在家里呢，就不能吹很久。
疫情还没开始的时候就可以玩，可是现在不行了。
姐姐帮我搬3角锥吗？要搬去后面。这个你拿着吧。走吧。
Xiaobin, who's about to enter the 5th grade of elementary school, cannot sit quietly in the classroom. Since the pandemic, he does not need to go to school. His life rhythm has been chaotic, and the 2 months of summer vacation led his mother to worry that his learning will fall behind.
Because there is nothing at home day and night, I hope he can live a normal life. He knows that he has to go to class. He must go to bed early and get up early. A lot of things have to be dealt with. There are rules in life.
生活上的规律。
近似语这一本还是国语？
写2个字就好了。
Les Cayes lacks computer equipment and has been unable to go online since the school closed in May, so her studies were interrupted.
I'm not in good health. If I only have this mobile phone, some people will call to care for me or make contact with me. Everything was interrupted all at once, and they are not online. The courses at Yanfeng Elementary School are not online.
4个。
Tzu Yuhan, who just graduated from junior high school, lives in Mali's mountainous area. There are 4 children in her family. They can't attend online courses at the same time as they have to take turns asking for leave.
Only Yihuan has a mobile phone, and the other 3 younger siblings do not have a mobile phone. Sometimes when mom and dad have to go out to work in the mountains, he takes the phone away and the children don't have any access.
We found that about 1/3 of children use mobile phones to surf the internet and go to school online. This is inferior to those who have tablets and laptops. Some have to share screens, and we say that the supportive digital environment is relatively weak. The biggest root cause is the support of families who may be relatively fragile.
最大的根源就是他的家庭的支持的功能原本就比较脆弱。
For the new generation to learn, digital resources are indispensable. The disadvantaged children in remote areas need someone to help. Tzu Chi sees the needs of these marginalized in society. They actively recycle old computers, first sorting and repairing them before sending them out.
On average, there are about 15 recycled computers, which are assembled into one recycled computer. I'm very grateful for the ASUS Foundation for providing this. It is like a cup of sweet spring water in the desert, extremely precious.
Aside from the equipment, there must be someone to accompany these children as they go online. In addition to 80 guides, there are also some 600 college students and graduate students to accompany more than 2,000 elementary to high school students over an online summer vacation camp for 8 weeks to maintain their interest in learning.
小一婷说 B 吗？耶，对，你答对了。
In these courses, everyone can go online to discuss and ask questions, which gives the feeling of a team interaction, so that the children can feel that there's a group of people around them, continuously interacting with them.
好，有谁知道答案？1个。哦，很快。
Online companionship requires both hardware and software, allowing students to break out beyond their house and connect with students from all over Taiwan, making this particular summer vacation quite unforgettable.
On the 7th lunar month, Tzu Chi New Zealand chapter held a blessing ceremony to encourage the public to go meatless. More than 60 people responded to the 1 meal, 1 day event. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and see you next time.